Okay, just gonna go through and check and see what upcoming titles are coming out for DC Comics. Ooh, Batman vs. Deathstroke. Let's take a look and see what this says. Son, biological father is Deathstroke, not Bruce Wayne. What the fuck are you doing? Are you serious? This is what you're gonna do? You're gonna retcon? You're gonna change the whole thing? So the last 12 years of this character's inception has been a complete lie. Bullshit. Absolute bullshit. There's no way that you can do this. Like, this is like the stupidest idea I've ever heard. Well, you know what? We got a father-son relationship. Let's just, you know what? After 12 years, I think it's time for a change of pace. Let's change this. You know, that's not really his actual son. You know, we've only been marketing it in, you know, comic books, video games, movies like this one, Son of Batman, and other series like Super Sons, where it literally says the sons of Superman and Batman. Sons. What's the point of this? Why go through all this trouble, all these years, and then just all of a sudden say, you know what, it's been over a decade or so, Damian Wayne isn't Bruce Wayne's actual son. He's actually the son of Deathstroke, which has had no connection, no build-up to whatsoever. It's never even been implied till now. That's fucking stupid. It's insanely idiotic. There's no way that they can go through with this. This is probably the most asinine thing I've ever read. Now, I know what you're thinking. Why don't you just wait for the issue? Well, I read this and it pissed me off, so I wanted to make a video. Now, granted, this could all be a ruse, which is what I hope it is. I hope by the end of this whole thing, the truth comes out and it's like, okay, that was just either Slade manipulating it, Talia al Ghul, or whatever the fuck, like who's ever been fucking with Deathstroke or something, just to, you know, get to Batman so he can use him as a target, or some shit like that, to where at the end of as long as at the end of this, you know, like 6-issue miniseries or whatever, Damian remains the biological son of Bruce Wayne, it's proven in that, we're perfectly fine. But the whole synopsis has me just scratching my head, like, haven't we already, like, hasn't he, like, done, wouldn't you think that Bruce would have run, like, a DNA testing to prove that this is his own son all these years later? Didn't they do a thing, too, with Talia al Ghul using, like, Bruce Wayne to, you know, create clones of Damian and stuff? We've already done this. And what is this going to lead to? Another custody battle? Wasn't that, like, a lot of the shit in the New 52 between Talia and Bruce trying to take custody of Damian and shit? Why? Well, why change all that? What was the point of all that? Just like, I want to be like my father, the Batman. His whole, like, his entire inception of this character, he believes that Bruce Wayne is his father. Like, his entire 13 years of existence. And you're going to pull this shit on us. Really? This is the dumbest shit I've seen DC, like, ever do. Like, arguably, I can't think of anything stupider off the top of my head if they go through with this. Granted, it could all be a ruse, and, you know, Bruce still remains his actual father, but I just am just like, you know what, if that's the case, I'll be happy. I'll look, you know, if somebody looks at this video 5 years later and, you know, says, what, did they really think that Damian was going to be the son of Deathstroke? And, granted, nothing to knock Deathstroke. You know, he's one of my favorite villains. He's an excellent character, but he already has kids of his own. You know, he's got Grant, he's got Jericho, and he's got Rose. He doesn't need Damian as, like, a, you know, a son that he didn't know he had. Like, that's just stupid. It's stupid. Like, why go through all these years of, you know, character development, relationship building, just to kind of throw that out the window? It's so stupid. It's not like this is an Elseworld story. This is the main line of continuity. It's been, you know, the Injustice comics and that's his son. Batman Beyond comics, he's still his son. It's older and in the future. It makes no sense to me at all. And part of me is thinking, you know, my gut's trying to tell me, like, no, look, they wouldn't do something this stupid. They wouldn't take all the years of marketing and the money that they've thrown at this character and just throw it out the window just for, like, a small arc in a Deathstroke comic. If anything, if they're gonna do something this bold, it would be in a Batman comic. You know what I mean? So that's my hope. That's the silver lining. So like, okay, you can't be serious. This has to just be bait. But then again, DC's been doing some really stupid shit lately, and it's upsetting me as a comic book reader. And like, they've had some great titles coming out of like the Rebirth brand. Like for instance, Super Sons. Super Sons is one of the best comic books I've ever read. In fact, it's like the most enjoyable series I think I've ever, you know, had the pleasure of reading, and it was great. It was great. And then it's ending at issue 16, and fans went into an uproar. I even made a video about it. I got a lot of likes and conversation going. But, it got people talking about, like, why are you canceling this? This is such a great book. It's not like some other books that are kind of, like, not really well-received all that much. Or they're not, like, to the acclaim of Super Sons, which is just baffling everybody. Like, why would you get rid of that? Like, is this the reasoning for it? Is it just because, oh, yeah, Slade's the real father, we can't go with the title Super Sons anymore? I find that just absolutely really stupid. It just blows my mind. Like, why would you even consider doing something like this? If you were going to do this, you should have done it like 12 years ago. But, like, imagine this. Imagine this. How about we're just going to say, tomorrow, the next issue of Batman, Thomas and Martha Wayne aren't Bruce Wayne's parents. So Batman's whole reasoning for doing what he's doing is because of the death of his parents. But those weren't actually his parents. They were someone else. They were someone else entirely. Those aren't his real parents at all. So, like, basically, Bruce Wayne, the people who raised him, like, his whole reason for being was because of the death of his parents. So the death of, like, people he doesn't even really know about. Or he does know about them because they raised him, but you kind of get what I'm saying. It's just really stupid. Why retcon or, like, make this the twist of the whole thing? And you know what? Batman will still love, Damian, like he likes, Richard Grayson, Tim Drake and Jason Todd and all that, still the same. But it's really going to put a damper on things, especially for Damian's character, who, DC, you have some people who write him perfectly well. Like Peter J. Tomasi, like, I don't really want anyone else writing Damian as a character other than him, because he does such a tremendous job, and he actually, grows him as a character, makes him more likable than in other issues. Like, because some writers, they think it's 2006, like, when they did the Lazarus Contract storyline, and you got him, like, literally, like, stopping Kid Flash's heart. Granted, he did save, like, the universe when he did that. Like, he saved everybody, but he, like, they had the whole shit there, and they just made him, like, more of an asshole. And, I kind of like his personality, but at this point, he should be progressing more. And when he starts progressing, you have some other fucking writer who just wants to write him completely differently, and then throws this shit at us. What are you doing, DC? Like, find some consistency. I mean, Jesus Christ. I mean, I'm so sick of all the development that happens and then just getting it thrown out the window and then just, like, starting from scratch or doing some stupid shit with it. He is Bruce's son. That's the way it's been since its inception. That's the way it should always be. This isn't an Elseworld story. This is the main line of continuity. And everything we've known for the past 12 years, you're going to try and tell me it's a lie? You're just going to say this is a bunch of bullshit? This is, like, almost as stupid, if not more stupid, than Captain America in the comic book saying, "Hail Hydra." Captain America said, "Hail Hydra." Believe me, look it up. It's incredibly, like, stupid. I don't understand. I mean, if you want a Batman vs. Deathstroke storyline, maybe have it to where Slade kidnaps his son. Like that, I mean, or something like that. You don't have to, like, test my emotions like this with this shit. Granted, if everything turns out to be okay by the end, which a lot of people are telling me, like, look, dude, just don't look into it that seriously. But the reaction has been mostly negative to this news online. Even people who aren't necessarily fans of Damian Wayne find it really stupid. There's no way you can just kill that relationship after, like, 12 years of just, father and son. I mean, what's wrong with Batman just having an actual biological son? I don't understand. It's like, oh, well, because it was just someone you didn't know about. It's like, he didn't expect his parents to die. He didn't expect his whole lifestyle to be, like, as the Batman. But, he overcame that, and, he embraced it. And then now you're just doing this shit, and it's just like, I want to know whose bonehead idea it was to even attempt something like this. Was it Christopher Priest, the writer of Deathstroke? Was it someone else? Was it this Brian Michael Bendis guy who's coming to DC? And I know I haven't really read anything he's done. From what I've heard, he's done a good job with some, like, street level characters like Jessica Jones and such. But what I've heard is, like, what he did to Marvel, he injected a bunch of bullshit into it, and, like, a lot of fans hated it. That's why they switched over to, like, reading DC stuff. But now I'm starting to see, like, there's some changes going on here. And Bendis, we don't have, Tomasi and Gleason and all that writing Superman anymore. You don't have Dan Jurgens writing Action Comics. Like, Bendis is taking over all of it. And I'm just like, I'm going to give the guy a chance to see how he does things, but I don't like the way things are going. I'm very nervous about this stuff because, I'm a fan. I've been reading stuff for years now, and I don't want things that I like to be shit upon. And, like, especially this. Like, Damian Wayne, his identity is he's the son of Batman. And trying to take that away from him just for some storyline in a Deathstroke comic with no real, like, build up to it whatsoever. No, like, actual, like, oh, yeah, like, years ago, like, Slade was involved with it. It's just really stupid to me. And he's the spitting image of Bruce at his age. Like, he looks just like him. Like, it's like if you look into a mirror, they look identical. I don't see him looking like Slade. Now, I've seen some people online who's like, here's a picture of a young Slade. But I'm like, well, to be fair, like, Slade has been drawn differently. Like, he was a blonde, and then they're, like, saying he's, like, brown hair and shit. So, I'm like, no, I'm still not going to buy that. Because even when Bruce looks older, they show, like, older Bruce Wayne in the comics, he still looks like Damian. Older Slade Wilson looks nothing like him. So, it's just a matter of it just pisses me off. It pisses me off, and it makes me concerned for the future of some of these lineups. I don't know what they're going to do. Like, Super Sons, I'm so upset that it's ending. I hope, if they don't continue Super Sons, I'd like to take some of those characters and put them in, like, a Young Justice type comic book on top of, like, the Teen Titans stuff. And even then, like, what are you doing with Damian Wayne? Like, it's just, in general, I'm just so frustrated with the way, some writers, treat him, and you want to see him grow, you want to see him progress, but then, like, you have someone like Tomasi who's doing an excellent job doing that. He actually, like, develops friendship. He still has that, smart-ass type of attitude, but, like, the way he plays off Jonathan Kent is perfectly. The way he plays off other characters like Nightwing is great, and the way he plays off his father is great. And, like, you put him in there in a room with, like, Deathstroke. Like, there was, like, I read the issue where he's with Deathstroke, and he's giving him shit, and it was hilarious. Just him giving him so much crap and being a total asshole to him. I thought it was funny. He was like, hey, you call yourself a father. Oh, ironically, they're doing this shit. Oh, god damn it. I didn't even think about that till now. But you see my point? I just think it's a dumb idea. And hopefully I'm wrong. Hopefully this is all just a ruse, and then when I look at this video, like maybe a few months from now, like a few years from now, I'll be wondering, and like people are like, hey, did this, you even look at the comments, be like, did this jackass really think that? And I'm like, I'll have a good laugh too. I hope, I want to be made fun of for this, in the sense that I was overreacting to the whole thing. I really do. So, I hope that's the case, and DC doesn't go through with this, because, again, one of my favorite characters in all of comics is they're just completely changing shit that they shouldn't touch. So, it's just dumb. It's just dumb. Just imagine all that shit. Just like, oh, you're not really the father. What is this, Mari? What is this, like, you are not the father, but Slade Wilson is. He already has his own kids. Does he really need another one? Like, I don't see the benefit to this at all. I only see a downside to all this. I don't see how this is good for the brand. I don't see how this helps DC Comics in the long run. I don't see any good coming from this whatsoever. I can't look at this anyway and think that's a good idea. It's just stupid to me. It all just sounds really fucking stupid. Like, I don't see any good coming from this at all, if it happens to be true. Because this shit, as soon as I read it, I flipped my shit. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? But I'm gonna give it a chance. I'm gonna read the article. I read the shit. I'm gonna read the comic book series. Make it an engaging story. I hope it's a good story too, because Christopher Priest has done some good stuff too. But I want it to be a really engaging story. I want, the end game for me, as long as Damian is still Bruce's biological true son by the end of the run, or this storyline of Batman versus Deathstroke, because Batman versus Deathstroke, awesome right there. Like, that was going to be the Ben Affleck Batman movie until that got scrapped. And I don't know what Matt Reeves is doing, but it's an awesome concept because, Batman and Deathstroke, man, those two going face to face with each other, it should get anybody hyped. But this has me concerned when I should just be excited for the storyline. So, unless this is just a way of Slade getting at Batman, trying to wreck his whole world. But, yeah. I hope it's a good storyline. I hope, even if Batman loses to Deathstroke in it, which, I'll accept it just as long as they don't change shit for Damian Wayne. That's all I care about. Just don't fuck with that. That's it. Do whatever you want, just don't fuck with that. So, hopefully this is a good storyline. I want it to be real emotional too. I want, by the end of, some real good shit coming out of it, where Batman's just okay, you are my son, or something like that, and just have, a big emotional reunion by the end of it, or something really gripping. Just give me a really gripping story, and as long as Damian's Bruce's son by the end of it, then I'll be like, you know what? I'm sorry that I thought all these crazy thoughts beforehand. You gave me a kick-ass storyline. to go along with that, I'll leave satisfied. But majority of people think this is a stupid idea. I've seen it across all social media, and yeah. In fact, before I end this video, one of the people I follow on Twitter started a hashtag like Bruce Wayne is his father, so I'll list it in the description. But if you want to go ahead and list that, that'd be kind of cool. He was just like, oh yeah, I want this to be the hashtag. It's like they were freaking out about it too, and I'm like, yeah, sure, dude, no matter what, yeah, I'll share it, whatever. So, but yep. Anyways, that's all I gotta say. Thank you to everyone for watching this video. Hopefully I'm just overreacting, being an obnoxious fan right here, and that's it. I'll be more than happy to admit that I sounded completely insane here after this arc's done, and Damian is still Bruce's father. Everything will be good, but I just don't want DC to just get rid of, like, that. You know what I mean? It just, to me, is like a stupid idea, and just completely just, like, makes that their entire history, like, of, like, them fighting for custody of a kid that's not even his, just incredibly pointless. And just all the years of marketing and all the money spent, all the, like, Batman and son of Batman, Robin, son of Batman stuff, just pointless. And, like, it's just kind of cool that Batman has an actual son, you know what I mean? Somebody to carry on his legacy, although they're a very different character than him. So I don't want that to change. I mean, evolve the character, but don't change the backstory. Stay true to the source material, and don't retcon shit like this. So we'll see. Hopefully everything's okay. And because, you know, I don't want this shit to happen, people. I mean, you can kind of guess that by the title of the video and watching this shit, but yeah, you get my point. So, anyways, that's all I gotta say. Be sure to check out some of my other videos if you have the time. You know, do what you gotta do. That's fine. Hit the subscribe button, like, comment below. What do you think of this whole, you know, Damian Deathstroke thing? Possibly being the son of Slade Wilson. That description. I hope to God it's really misleading and they don't run through with this, because it'd literally be one of the stupidest videos. And if they do run through with this, I will make another video losing my shit. So yeah. But anyways, comment, like, subscribe. You can follow me on Twitter at SeanJTKing. And if you want video updates, you can hit that little bell or whatever now. I mean, YouTube's kind of weird too with the way videos are going nowadays. Like, you can have something in your subscriptions, but, like, it still won't pop up unless you get the bell too. And I'm just like, what the hell is going on here? So yeah, and I was even having issues too, like viewing comments from my phone too. Like, sometimes they weren't popping up in notifications. I don't know. I think it's just kind of crazy. So, yep. I think that's all I have to say. Yeah, I think so. But yeah, thank you everyone for watching, and hopefully everything's okay in the end. But yeah, thank you for taking the time to watch this whole video and doing all that other stuff. But yeah, Bruce Wayne is his father. Hashtag that, because someone asked me to. So, yeah. Alright, take care now. Bye-bye then.